And we are live. Welcome back to Extend the Drive, Best Ball Live, episode number 36. Took a little hiatus, but hey, we're back. It is fully best ball summertime. It is hot best ball summer. We're back. Glad to be back. I'm going to try to start having a few guests on the channel, maybe 2 to 3 shows a week. Nothing major, nothing just total going streamer mode, but glad to be back on the mic. Got a return guest, which honestly was crazy. I looked and I was like, man, we did a show together. I thought it was like a month ago, but it was 3 months ago. Bringing on, you probably know him if you're in the space at all. You've been following any of the news. This guy's been absolutely crushing it lately with bringing the analytics and the news. He's done a few new ventures of his own. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and bring him on, Mr. Zain Dhanani. Zain,
what up?
Come on up. How's it going, man?
What's going on? You were asking me if I sleep, and I was just going to say, hey, I just woke up from a nap, So I'm trying to get my sleep in when I can, when the news isn't hot and heavy.
I know it. And you better get your sleep in now because, camp just started today. I mean, the full rollout, you had the Cardinals, you had the Panthers, both rookies and vets reported today. So between now and next week, it's about to be full on. It's a plethora. It's going to be, you're going to get so much news within the next couple of weeks, and it's going to be absolutely flooding the streets. But yeah, man, you better get your sleep in. I know you've got some long days, long nights looking ahead of you. But man, again, for one, congrats on the 10K plus there. Nice feat there. We talked about that Chili's.
You hit it last year, right? So
I was gonna say, yeah, we talked about that Chili's dinner coming up, and I think you're gonna pay now, but
maybe we'll see what happens. But yeah, no, thanks again. The 10K was great. It's funny because there's people that have commented on my stuff from even the beginning, like a year and a half ago when I started being more active in general. And I remember everybody. It's oh yeah, you were the guy that tweeted me about this or that. And it's just funny when you can put those names out there and be yeah, you were in the first 1,000. Oh, you were in the first 5,000. And now it's starting to get tougher because once you get to higher numbers, dude, when did you follow me?
I know, man. And to that point, once you get past 10K, and obviously, yeah, I did hit it last year. And yeah, at that point, it's hard to even try to start looking through and you just got to kind of, that's even hard for me now. It's to see who's even following me at times. It's a lot of times, even the bigger accounts, I don't even see them follow me. And then I've got to, once I'm starting to go back through my follower list, because I try to go back and see if any of the sharp folks that, I see in the streets or whatever, in the Twitter streets. And I'm like, hey, man, when did he start following, or when did they start following me? And, got to give the follow back. But, and that's the other thing. I hope nobody that is watching the show or follows me and knows that I pay attention to what they post and thinking that I'm not following back. It's not that. It's just I rarely even look at my follower stuff anymore. I don't care about that anymore. You get to a certain point, or again, you just don't really care. But yeah, I try to keep my follower count a little lower, keep the feed cleaned up a little bit, but neither here nor there. Zain, let's talk about what you got going on, man. Like I said, you've been crushing it in the streets. Tell us, that I already know you're analyst for Fantasy Points. You do a lot of the analytic stuff. You're been in the actual organizational with the Bucks and all that great stuff. I know we talked about that on the last show we did, but you brought up some new stuff here lately. You've been doing a lot of cool things. So tell everybody kind of what you're doing.
Yeah, I started my own YouTube. I just decided, hey, I'm doing all this news and information analysis. I might as well just spend some time going deeper in the weeds on it and build my own YouTube channel. So I did that with The Cut Up. You can look at it on YouTube. You can search The Cut Up Show, or on Apple Podcast or Spotify as The Cut Up. But yeah, man, I just go through the news and analytics that I have out there. And then sometimes I'll do best ball drafts too on stream. I'll probably do some of my redraft leagues on stream too. Just pretty much anything that I'm doing on my computer, I want to make sure people have access to seeing what's going on. Even if it's not valuable, to hear my opinions, maybe it's valuable for you to see what a draft looks like just for fun. That's kind of my perspective behind all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's been fun to get deep in the weeds. I did my second best ball draft today, within the same day today, just a couple minutes ago. So
doing the double ready for sure, right?
Yeah, I was trying to get ready for the stream.
Yeah. Well, hey, also I will say I've got your, The Cut Up. I've got the link to that to your YouTube down there in the comments. So if you guys go give him a follow, give him a sub, man. Like I said, he's how many subs you got right now on there? I'm sure you're starting to get it up there already.
Man, I don't know. I'm not even paying. I'm not
even paying attention to it.
Doing it for me, doing it for the people. It doesn't matter to me.
Right. But anyway, go support. Like I said, doing a great job. Absolutely killing it. But yeah, Zane, you want to go ahead and we'll see if we can get into a Best Ball Mania draft before we get off too far on tangent. Obviously, we've got a lot of ball talk to talk about here. I'm sure we're going to disagree on some stuff, but obviously, I think we had agreed on more than we disagree on.
Yeah, we became like what do you, if you want to call it, like Twitter buddies or whatever.
Yeah,
because we were like agreeing on a bunch of stuff, and then we would just comment back and forth. It's like, oh, you like Cross Mary? I do too. That's cool. Like,
yeah. Yeah, and then before you know it, we're talking about like just movies and shows and stuff. And we're like, okay, we have so much more in common than we thought we did. We're like, exactly. Did we become best friends? Sure, yeah. But I'm going to count it down in case anybody that is viewing wants to try to jump in. This is a Best Ball Mania. This is my fourth one. Like, I mainly wanted to save these for the shows, more of the entertainment value for me. I'm not big into the BBM streets. You're going to max it, right? Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, I'm going through it right now. It's funny, yeah. So, people have different strategies of how they try to like use their bullets, right? Like consider each draft a bullet. I've been maxing it for like 3-4 years now.
Really?
They give you like a shirt or a hat or something.
I got a cactus. Yeah, I got a cactus the first year I maxed it.
yeah. And so I'm a little bit behind the pace that I wanted to go at this year. And like, I'm worried that with all the content that I'm trying to do, like I just won't have the time to get through it all. So I'm like grinding through it. I did 2 today. I did 2 yesterday. I'm trying to do two the day before. Like pretty much every day I'm going to be in the street. So, maybe on stream, sometimes not, but regardless, you guys might see my handle in there. I'm Zain Dhanani 4. So it'll be fun. I'd like to
say hard to miss that too. We'll count this down 5, 4, 3, 2. We're doing 20-second BBM here on stream live. Let's go in and get it. Let's see what we're at. We're waiting on 10, so you got plenty of time, plenty of opportunity to jump in this thing. Like I said, I hadn't really been in the bit. So how many have you done total right now up to this point? I know you said you're a little behind.
I think I did 33, 32. 33. I did like 20 the first 2 days. So I just like tried to stack up like as many drafts as I could. I took off from work and I was like, dude, this is when you get the ADP value. Like I need to do it.
You got to get them pockets, right?
Exactly.
Early morning, late night.
Yeah. No, I did it. And then 2 of them got canceled. I got Jadarian Price like super late in one of the drafts. It was like pick 80. And then it got canceled. And I was like, this sucks.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say to that point, it was funny because the Sharps news came out today and it seemed like more people than not thought that was like new news. Like, I don't know about you, but like I saw a couple on the timeline where I'm like, we've known about this for multiple months, that Sharps was likely not going to be ready till even mid to late part of the season. So yeah, getting that Jadarian Price ADP value right now is probably crucial. And it kind of sucks that you kind of got to miss out a little bit on that. But the news that has come out today, obviously, there's been a lot of good stuff. Some not so much pertinently important, but yeah, the good thing is this camp is about to be full force. There wasn't a ton. I didn't see a ton. They're doing a lot of interviews and stuff today. I saw from players and coaches and stuff. So again, I'm sure the next day or two is going to be flooded with reports and clips and snips and all that fun stuff. But
for like the Seattle backfield, I think it's interesting because, there's the George Alani stuff. And I actually think that he'll be the first running back that ends up taking a snap at like training camp. Like when they bring
like first in the drills list.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I think that's gonna just go viral. Like as soon as that moment happens, people are gonna be losing their mind. That's when I want to buy Jadarian Price because I think that'll send his ADP down like a little bit more. Yeah, so that's when I'm more like interested in buying Price, and that's another reason why like I save a lot of these bullets because I know that there's like these prime opportunities when to draft. I think the early training camp to first game of preseason, like after the first game of preseason, like that's kind of like the window where I think there's like just generational value. Maybe this was me and you talking last year, but it was like. Yeah.
I think we did.
Corey Krosky Merritt. I think we were like super into him last year, and we were doing it early. We were way early on him. And then we cut Brian Robinson, and then his value goes all the way up to
he was going into he got all the way up to like the 80s at one point. Before right there, like 2 or 3 weeks before the season started.
And that's the funny thing when we talk about like ADP value and stuff. Like people, I swear, we talk about this and people are like, well, you don't like this player? I'm like, no, I like the guy. I think he's talented. I just don't like his price, man. Like
Exactly.
and
That's
all
what
it's
I
all
try
about.
to. I know a lot of people think that I just really hate like David Montgomery. I don't dislike David Montgomery. I do think he is a good running back, but I think his cost is just extremely high for all of the uncertainties that are going into that offense right now. And again, I know everybody keeps telling me the same things. Defense is good. They're gonna lead in games. It's gonna, he could get 10 touchdowns. He could, but the O line is still suspect. They don't, that is still very questionable. Then the report comes out today, which I know you saw it, I'm sure, that him and Woody Marks are going to split first team lead running back reps in training camp. I'm sure that's going to send everybody into a frenzy. And with that being said, just like you just said, if David Montgomery starts to slip for whatever reason, I'm probably going to be looking to buy because I'm not buying a lot. I haven't bought a lot because I don't like where he's going right now in that 45 to 50 range. If he starts to dip into the 50s, middle 50s, whatever that may be, we're about to be on the clock here. We are at the 5 spot. Sorry. Zane, who are you liking here? Where's your typical go-to? You got JSN, McCaffrey.
My last draft was the 5 slot, and I don't like taking JSN. I like taking Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
And the reason why,
that as well.
So I think the problem here is that when it gets back to us, you get boxed out at running back, and I hate my biggest issue is not remaining balanced. Like at times, like whenever I'm drafting, I want to be able to take good value throughout the draft and like
Absolutely.
be able to lean into, there's a good like receiver here, there's a good running back here, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And if you end up taking JSN, it's unlikely that Derrick Henry gets back to you in that next round, and then you're looking at.
I'm pulling Derrick Henry up a lot too, so
yeah,
I get that.
And then you're looking at Breece Hall maybe in the next round, and it's just like I'm probably a lot of times I end up drafting 3 receivers whenever I take a JSN there, and I don't want to start that way because then even in round 4 at 44 you might not get Scatterbo, and then you're like, do I pull up David Montgomery like you were talking about? And I don't want to pull
shooting into the Davis, into the DeAndre Swift, Quinshon Judkins, Tootin range. You're getting into that range, which I will say for me, that's where I've been living for the most part because obviously I'm not drafting a lot of David Montgomery. But yeah, you're totally spot on.
I've been living in that range too. The main thing there though is like I'm doing it as like my RB2 or RB3. Like it just depends on the situation.
Yeah.
We could get lucky in this draft and we end up with Scatterbo in like round 4. I would be like pro doing that. But we could also just not get lucky and like he goes earlier. And then you're sitting here, sitting with too many wide receivers.
Yeah.
And
speaking in terms of JSN going, obviously he was a second, third round pick last year. Obviously had the greatest season ever. Won the Super Bowl. A lot of changes over in Seattle, right? New OC, O-line still kind of suspect. Lead running back no longer there. Other one is on the shelf. They drafted Jadarian Price, as we talked about. Just how do you feel overall in general about JSN going in the first 5 spots? Like, is that something that you're turned away by? Like, do you feel like he's just at a ceiling now?
Maybe it's like a mental thing, but I don't like investing in a guy that just had a career season. Like
there's always kind of that they call it the Super Bowl hangover, where the team, the Chiefs were notorious for after they won a couple. Obviously, they're still won more Super Bowls, but they usually kind of have a down season. It seems to be that way. But again, not that they lost near as much as the Chiefs did. I mean, they lost, like I said, Clint Kubiak. They lost, the starting running back. So it's not just like they're bringing back the whole same team that won the Super Bowl. Right, we're on the clock here. Who are you liking here? London, Bowers.
I'm taking London here.
Okay. Works for me. I love Drake London myself. So pretty much starting on an ADP. Not getting too crazy. I was looking at the board. Nobody's really getting too crazy offhand right here.
We saw the like 9 running backs go in a row, and that's why taking JSN there sucks because then even in the 3rd round you're going to end up like I guarantee you it's going to be either Breece Hall or Breece Hall will get taken, and then we're sitting here like, what do we do?
Exactly. Yeah, and that's it. And like you were saying, like that range right there where, you get past Jacobs, you get past ETN, and then there it's very, very, very mild from getting, like you said, till you got a wide receiver run, Loveland in there, and then Scatterbo and DeAndre Swift, and that starts that kind of run. Bucky Irving. So yeah, and that it is a drop off. Like it is a pretty decent tier drop off right there.
Well, also, like CMC himself, like if he stays healthy, he's going to be a top 2, probably top 2. Like he's always top 1. He's always number 1 if he's healthy. But like, let's just say top 3. So we're in a good spot. We're going to get a guy that's getting 20 points per game. That's awesome. Like that's
I totally agree.
When you're doing best ball, you're drafting, and that's in that like with that thought process,
especially in the early rounds, right? Yeah. I mean, that's what you're shooting for. You want a guy who can give you 15 to 20 points on any given game, and more often than not. We are on the clock here. Rice McBride. What's that?
Rasheed. Yeah, let's do Rasheed Rice.
Yeah, I'm fully in the. I've got probably 23% Rasheed Rice right now. I continue to hammer. I mean, we're getting him. This is, we thought we were getting him the cheapest as we were going to get him. I still feel like he's a little bit undervalued for being the wide receiver 5 overall in fantasy points per game, half point PPR last year. Like he played 8 games and he averaged almost 15 fantasy points, or it was more than that. I think 15 and a half, 16. I don't know. Like you got Mahomes coming back, should be healthy to start the season. Looks like he's getting medically cleared this week from the reports that I've read. Like Matt Nagy is gone. I know they're saying, well, it's Eric Bieniemy, but anything's better than Matt Nagy, in my opinion. Like the guy's just not a good OC. I don't know how he keeps getting jobs.
I don't either. No, I'm in full agreement. Like I actually just talked about this on my tight 10 like not too long ago, but I was like, this is the like generational opportunity to get the best quarterback potentially ever. Actually, we took Mahomes on our last stream, if I remembering correctly. We did. I was like, dude, we can get Mahomes like way later than he's ever gone, and he's gonna play week 1. What are we doing here?
Yeah, right. I mean, it's crazy now that the timeline for Mahomes has come up. Yeah, I don't know. Like it just seems like Mahomes is cheaper than he's ever been and probably ever will be again. It's nuts. It's nuts. Hey, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you joining us. Again, this is episode 36 of Extend the Drive Best Ball Live. I'm Sean Mitchell, your host. I am with Zain Dhanani here. We are drafting a BBM for $2 million. I noticed the other day you said, well, what's the split on the BBM? I've always said with every guest, it's 50-50 down the line after taxes are paid. For me, that's the way it's always been. I always thought that was kind of an unwritten rule. But I've heard from other people that that's not the rule, I guess. So I have to always state that, make sure it all is covered in the end, because that's the way I am. It's 50-50, but taxes got to be covered. So that's the first and foremost. But hey, we're still going to be millionaires, so who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
We're still going to go spend a vacation for a month. We're on the clock here. Scatterbo.
I like taking Scatterbo here.
Or you want to take one of these wide receivers?
No, I'll take Scatterbo.
Okay.
I could see a reason why someone would say, "Hey, let me get a Mike Evans," but I mainly because we already have McCaffrey, and you could say, "Hey, like, what if we get Purdy and like build the stack up?" But
right, I agree. Like, I'm totally fine, and I'm very light on Scatterbo too. So like, that's another reason why I'm totally fine taking him there. I mean, he's top of the queue, right at ADP. I'm totally fine with that. And like the only bad thing is obviously the bye week overlap there, but it's not a big
but
issue.
We're gonna get the other picks right, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly. And again, even hopefully all we'll need those guys for is maybe 1 week. So that's kind of the way you're setting this up, right? Like on a build like this, typically I would probably stop around 5 or 6 running backs. I'm never probably going over 6 for sure. But obviously I don't know your thoughts on that. But once I guess I feel like whenever you allocate that kind of capital at the running back spot or wide receiver is completely different. But I'm kind of that way on like the onesie spots. If I buy for a quarterback, or if I get a Loveland or a Bowers, even like I'm stopping it too. And for the most part, that's always how I'm going to play that. But I don't know if you have any different thoughts on that or want to give any perspective before we get.
I'm usually a 5 or 6 running back guy. Very few times I'll do 4, just depending on how I start, and very few times I'll do 7. I did a 7 yesterday because I've done
some pretty nasty 2-7-7-2s, and
I was in this exact same situation where I drafted, and it was like I got boxed into taking so many receivers
Yep.
And then I was like, well, I just need to take a bunch of running backs. So I started taking running backs in round 5. Yeah,
Who do you like it here?
I think Judkins makes sense for our team.
Okay. Totally fine with that because you're going to be able to get a wide receiver probably in the next pick anyway.
Yeah, I think hopefully Plus
Sure.
I think London and Rasheed
Parker
Rice
and
to
Kyle
me are
Leonard.
like guys that could be round 1 picks, like in future, like next year.
That's
And so
yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
kind of
dude,
the way
we've
I'm
already
playing
got
Rasheed
like
for sure.
guys that are slotting in every week, so we're good.
Yeah, I mean, I get all of the I guess the pushback on Rasheed Rice, but I mean, again, like we've not seen this guy play a full season yet, and we already know that Worthy is not really. He wasn't what we thought he was going to be last year. I know we get the torn labrum, had the shoulder injury, but they really didn't bring in any more competition. They got rid of Hollywood Brown. They brought on, they've got Jalen Royals, and they drafted Cyrus Allen. But other than that, other than Tyquan Thornton, who else is he really? Travis Kelce? I mean, who else is he really competing for targets for? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Rasheed Rice. I have him personally ranked at like 12 or 13, I think. So I'm very high on him. I've got a ton. I was even pulling him up in some of the time boxes before they were closing because I was just wanting to get different. But anyway, we are. Let's see. Let's pull up the board real quick. Jadarian Price there goes to 56. I do got a feeling, which I think he's moving up already.
This actually might be a 4 running back team. The only problem is that we have 2 8
bye weeks
by week 8. Yeah. But if we didn't have that, like let's say Scatabo was week like 9 or something,
yeah,
I would maybe say like this is a 4 running back team.
I'm totally fine doing 4. I like the hyper fragile look. Like I'm totally good with that, and I've done quite a few to be honest. Like you said, especially when you get in like this back half of the draft where you can take 2 of these stud running backs. I'm more than fine stopping at 4 if you get another. If your third pick or your third running back ends up being somebody in this range, and then you just take a flyer late. Like I'm more than fine doing that and stacking up on your wide receivers and just overcompensating a little bit. Usually it's going to be a 3 quarterback build more than anything, three tight end, and then stacking up the rest with wide receivers. And I don't know your thoughts on that, but yeah, what you just said, like that I play that way quite a bit too.
Some guy took Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson here, so that's fun.
And he's a highly experienced. No, don't pay attention to the shields, folks. The highly experienced doesn't exactly mean that they're highly good, but as you can see here, the guy did take Amonra. I mean, and the bad thing is, why take Josh? I mean, I guess he didn't expect Lamar Jackson to come back. I mean, I get that.
Too. I don't know.
Could have timed out, but still, yeah, it's like, what? I don't know, man. All right, we're almost back up. There's a huge quarterback run here. None that really fit our team. We could pluck up one of these wide receivers. What do you think?
I actually want to take a running back. I might just say, hey, let's take Tony Pollard here.
I mean, and we could technically stop, like you were mentioning. To me,
I think we might. The way that I'm thinking about it right now is like, all right, the next pick we're going to make is going to be a receiver, like almost 100%, unless there's some crazy like, hey, this quarterback that's so good falls. And then after that is when you kind of lean back into Mahomes.
Mahomes is going so late, man. So yeah, I totally get it. Like I like that approach, and I think it's more than viable.
This is definitely not the style that I always draft.
No, not by any means. I mean, this is definitely a little bit unconventional.
Like, I didn't think that it made sense to take a quarterback. I didn't want to take Jaden Daniels. Like, just
I'm not, and that's why I'm so underweight on most of those guys right there. Like Jaden Daniels, I am heavy on Caleb because obviously I got a lot of Bears, but like Jalen, I'm really like Drake May. I've been taking a little more lately because I was so low on him, and I don't want to be that low on him. But yeah, a lot of those guys I'm just really underweight on. We are back on the clock here. QJ at the top, Hubbard, Pierce, Prescott, Herbert, Portland, Jaden, Tucker Craft. What do you think?
What's our bye week situation for receivers? Let's start. Okay, let's get Alec Pierce.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
the risk with him is that he doesn't start the season, but it's like.
But then he's got a late bye week, so you could probably get a few good usable weeks, more than a few, hopefully, before he goes on bye, and then hopefully it's all wheels up after that, right? So yeah, we took him a couple picks earlier than ADP, which I'm totally fine with. I've been taking him a little bit more lately because I feel like maybe what if he does beat that timeline? I mean, the Colts really don't have their. I don't think they're going to sign a vet at this point. It doesn't. They should, and I mean, they still.
It's not going to be. It's not going to be Stephon Diggs.
I don't think it's going to be the Diggs or the. It might be Debo, but I mean, I don't know how much Debo moves that needle at this point in his career. But other than that, like Keenan Allen, like there's obviously been those whispers that Keenan Allen could go there. And again, I think Alec Pierce is going to be the guy whenever he gets fully healthy.
Yeah, when he's healthy, I think we've got a good, like, solid wide receiver there. Like, I've talked to people about,
and the fact that we already know we're only taking 4 running backs at this time, so we're obviously going to be able to throw some wide receivers at the same.
Yeah, we're going to get volume at receiver in order to get all that value, and hopefully whoever's like doing this isn't going to snipe us on Patrick Mahomes in this next pick.
I mean, the quarterbacks have kind of fell up. Well, there it goes. Of course.
Wow. All right.
It goes to a guy, Ken. Okay, because he wanted to stack Ken Walker. I got you.
Okay, I can at least see a situation where that makes sense. I was like, sometimes I get mad when people are like, "Yeah,
just totally naked." Yeah, I get it, but like, is it really good to stack? I mean, Kenneth Walker, we think he's going to catch like 80 balls. I don't think so. We think he's going to catch like 50 balls. Probably not.
Let's do.
What do you think?
So this is a situation where I might take Purdy. You can.
We have McCaffrey. I don't have a lot of Purdy, so I'm totally fine just grabbing him up right here if you like that.
I don't like jumping ADP too much. But I know that the person behind us has Mike Evans, so yeah, we should take Purdy.
I'm totally fine doing it. Again, I don't have a ton of Purdy because for some reason, every time I do get McCaffrey, he goes way early, and I don't ever get a chance to get him. So yeah. I don't mind taking it. And it's only 3 spots. I mean, I'm totally fine doing that.
And so this next pick is probably going to be a receiver.
Like you said, one of these guys has there's Mike Evans over here. So, which he has Jalen Hurts, so he might not have taken him, but what's risking it anyway? I like Brock Purdy. I think he's going to have he probably could. I mean, yeah, he definitely could have. Like, I mean, the quarterback scene this year has been nuts.
He was the quarterback you needed last year. He had like the crazy run at the end of the season.
Exactly.
And he was like a low advance rate guy because he didn't play for most of the season too. So it was just like an interesting, like, hey, this guy barely played, and then the last 3 weeks of the season, he's QB1.
Just balled out. Yeah, and he did it with, I mean, basically just like CMC. And I mean, Pearsall was hurt off and on. Kittle got hurt there late. So yeah, it was pretty impressive to see what he did there towards the end of the year with basically not a lot. Kendrick Bourne, Juwan Jennings, banged up Juwan Jennings at that, which I saw your tweet the other day about the Juwan Jennings thing. You were really high on him last year, which I agreed with your point. Like, I do think he would have been a good pick. Like, we are back up here.
This is the topic you, Pittman.
Yeah,
Pittman. I like Pittman.
Okay. For where we're at, I like Michael Pittman here. I've made fun of the Michael Pittman pick a lot, and you can see I don't have him ranked near. I'm a little bit behind on him. But I've been higher on DK. I do think that they're going to push the ball a little more than they did last year. And I saw one of your reports today kind of claiming that. So we can hit on that real quick. Because I was like, oh, yeah, well, that's kind of the way I'm thinking. That Mike McCarthy he's not going to be the short field merchant. He's always liked to push the ball a little bit, run more of a West Coast. So, yeah, I mean, you want to talk about that for a minute? I don't know I don't know which one you're on or who you're targeting there. But for me, I've been on DK for the most part.
I go back and forth, but like it's a price thing for DK, and Pittman goes in an area where there's not like a bunch there. I don't think that Pittman's going to go out here and get like 1,200 yards. Like, I'm not feeling that, but can he get 800 yards, and is that okay at an 8th round, like, or whatever 9th round cost? Yeah, and I think that is okay. Like, it's okay to make some picks that are just like, I need a guy, and this. It
reminds me of Romeo Doubs in Green Bay. Like, he was going around, which he was going a little bit later, like the last couple of years. But he was kind of and Cortland Sutton for that before he kind of had that really good year. They were kind of those kind of picks like you're explaining. Like, they're going to get you production, but they're not going to wow you. They're not going to probably crush ADP. But they're like kind of the roster fillers that you need for your roster, especially if you're behind on wide receiver like we are. Like, that's why I said, you know what, I'm totally good with it, because it's all about the strength of your roster, right? You're allocating your capital, which way you want to go with it. So those picks, whenever they come up, you're like, yeah, it makes sense. You know, it makes a lot of sense.
we're doing volume at receiver,
Right.
and so there's
And you already know that.
definitely gonna be a week where Pittman is gonna do well, and we're gonna be happy that we have him on our team because he's gonna score 18 like twice this season, and that'll be great for us.
Exactly. I mean, exactly. That's the point. Like that's where you kind of have to backstack your wide receivers, backfill, and he's the perfect slot right there to be what, wide receiver 4. I mean, wide receiver 5 for us. So we needed wide receiver 4. So yeah, totally fine with that. We are coming back up. We are in the 10th round here.
There's another ugly receiver that I like in that same vein. It isn't Romeo Dubs.
Is it Wandale?
It's Wandale.
I love Wandale. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think he's that ugly. Like I've been, I'm really high on Carnell Tate too, but I think that offense takes a step. I do like Brian Dable. I do think Robert Sala is going to be good in the structure. I think they're going to have a lot more structure. I think the offense is going to look a lot better. And yeah, I've taken. Of course, he goes right before us.
I hate taking Matthew Golden.
I'm more than fine if you want to take like a Higgins, or if you just want to go.
No, we'll take Golden. Okay. We'll just take the potential of whatever he could be. But
I mean, because we can. This is why I've been heavier on him. Which number one, I think that they cleared the runway again. I've said this multiple times. They've cleared the runway for Matthew Golden. Like they spent the capital on him. I think after last year, they were like, you know what? They didn't really use him as much as they probably wanted to last year in his rookie year, being that they spent a first-round pick on him. So I think that this year they're like, hey, we spent the capital on this guy. Romeo Dobbs, we don't have to extend him. He's going to want more money. He's gone. Then obviously they got rid of Wicks. So for me, like they kept Watson. Obviously we knew they were going to re-extend him. They love Christian Watson. But yeah, other than that, Tucker Kraft getting another extension. Jaden Reed got a massive extension. So to me, it was like they're playing their hand. Like, hey, these are the guys we want to lead our room. So for me, I think Golden will probably play that kind of Z flank. I don't think I think Watson will play more of the X like he generally does. I think slot's going to be taken up mostly by Reed. So for me, it's like he's going to have the Romeo Dobbs role that he's had in the past in Green Bay. So.
Yeah, no, I think that's probably true. Like he'll do some deep stuff, but I think Watson will do most of the deep stuff, and Golden will kind of sit intermediate with Jaden Reed playing more gadgety, like underneath type stuff.
And doing the sweeps around Rod. That's my thinking. Is like we're getting him at 116. I mean, it's kind of like the Pittman, but on a different role. But we are back up, and we can get Jordan Love here. I
think that's the good pick here. Yeah, we should take Jordan.
That's another reason why I do like taking Golden, because Jordan Love is always free. Like nobody really wants him in these drafts.
I think people are worried about the Week 17 game against Houston, but it's like, dude, you need to get there. Let me be the guy that might get you there. And exactly. I think I tweeted this out too, but like the Packers are talking about playing faster and playing more and doing more 11 personnel, so 3 wide receiver sets, and throwing the ball more this season. Because they've had so many seasons where they've just kind of like
relied on Josh Jacobs.
We're good, and we're gonna and now they're thinking like, hey, we need to like. The quote was that Matt LaFleur is coming in there and he's tearing the playbook down to the studs. And then you start hearing things out of Green Bay, and it's like, hey, we want to throw the ball. We think that Jordan Love has good pre-snap control now.
Yeah.
All of those like things start adding up, and you're like, all right, they're going to pass more this season. I mean, this is a really
Jordan
good
Love is not a scrambling quarterback. I mean, he is a pocket passer. I mean, for the most part. I mean, it would also free up Josh Jacobs to have a much more efficient year if they're not relying heavily on him to basically be the whole identity of the offense. So that's another big reason why I'm in on for a lot of what you just said. Like, I do think they're actually going to throw the ball more. I don't think they're going to rely on their defense as much, but they had a nasty defense. And then, of course, you enter in Michael Parsons when he comes back. Their defense is going to be good. But until then, like, is their defense going to be good, or is it just going to be mediocre? So
that's what all the articles are referencing too. They're like, hey, they know that they're going to struggle a little bit more on defense to start the season.
Exactly,
it's going to take Micah Parsons 6 or more weeks to come back, so they need to throw the ball to keep up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Also, I
And
think the outcomes
I'm
of
all
Golden
good with
and
them
Jordan
letting
Love
him
are like,
flame.
yeah. I think the outcomes of Jordan Love and Matthew Golden are kind of correlated too, where it's like if Matthew Golden does really well, then it's probably also Jordan Love doing really well. Whereas like
Exactly.
Watson's kind of like and Jaden Reed you kind of know, and Kraft are like situations that but if Golden's really good, then that
And
Jordan Love
Jordan Love's having a good season. Yeah, because I do think Jordan Love can definitely elevate 2 wide receivers and have them. I think Christian Watson and who knows if it's Jaden Reed, who knows if it's Matthew Golden. It depends. I think we're on the clock here.
I like Likely here for us. Okay.
Yeah, we don't have a tight end. I love Isaiah Likely, especially getting him right here. Getting him 10 picks past ADP. So
that's huge. We have Scatterbout really nice. The team stack. I like that.
Yeah. I think that's good. I think that they're going to both be heavily relied on, especially with Neighbors now. We don't really know much about when he's going to be ready to start the season.
I can't remember. Are you a Naylor or a Trey Tucker guy?
I'm a Naylor guy.
All right. Well, if he comes up in our next pick, I'm happy to take Naylor.
I'm more than happy to as well. I'll say that. Yeah, it's funny because Naylor has recently started to pull himself apart from Tucker too, starting to move up. I think people are finally starting to realize that there is a role that is pretty much already set for Jalen Naylor. They paid him a good amount of money. Clint Kubiak basically said, "Hey, I want that guy on the team." Paid him a big chunk of money. He doesn't have a lot of comp. Jack Besh, Deontay Thornton, and those guys are probably fighting for slot snaps at this point. Jalen Naylor can play a little bit of
snaps with Brock Bowers too.
With Brock Bowers, exactly. So it's like, do they really matter? Not really. And
we got taken on that, but
okay. Naylor goes at 144, which again I haven't been able to get him a lot lately. I flat out say that I was able to get him way easier 2-3 weeks ago, and then these few reports come out that he's going to be pretty much one of the featured spots on this offense, and now I can't get him anymore. So who are you thinking about here? We could go tight end. We've got 2 quarterbacks, so I'm not sure if we could take Daniel Jones
and just be like, hey, now we've got 3 quarterbacks and we're good there.
Just in case for that week 17, you were talking about, just in case we do get there and Jordan Love has a total stinker, we could definitely rely on Daniel Jones there. I don't hate that. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do that. I'm not like in love with any of the players that are here right now.
But it's late round. It's late season that we're talking about there for 2, because obviously Alec Pierce, we just mentioned earlier in the show that, hey, it might not be right off the bat production for Alec Pierce. Sorry, but yeah. So that kind of correlates with what we're talking and how we're wanting to build this lineup out anyway. So yeah, I really like that. Again, I think running back we're pretty much set at. Now we can basically take our time to throw some stuff at wide receiver and tight end here.
Yeah, I would like even not even have those 2 tabs available anymore. Like whenever we're picking, like, dude,
whenever I'm not doing a show, that's exactly what I do.
An option.
Yeah. If I'm drafting by myself, that's the way I do it. Like once I get done with the position, I turn the tab off. Like I don't even look at it anymore because I don't want to be persuaded to take something that I don't want to take. So yeah, I'm the same way. If I'm drafting by myself, off stream, obviously. But yeah, as soon as I'm done with the position, it goes off my board. And obviously that relates into taking some guys way earlier than I would, or some would rather like to, but I don't really care because I've already allocated the capital that I told myself I was going to do with the flow of the draft. So that's the way I look at it, and that's the way I play it.
Yeah, so now we're doing tight ends and receivers. I don't even, like, at this next spot, I feel like there's a couple of guys that I'm still kind of in on. I don't know. Are there, like, guys that you like at this area, or –
let's see where we're kind of. I will say, like, obviously, we're off on running backs. We're off on, which I'm going the complete opposite way here. Love Brenton Strange. We'll say that. I love A.D. Mitchell. Stradling's been, which
dribbling. That's
we're going to definitely take dribbling because obviously we that just correlates with the stack. Dulcich has been obviously a hot pick of mine. Gunnar Helm's fine too. At tight end. Malik Washington's one I've been getting a lot. I've been getting some Jeremy in because I feel like he could be something. But we do have Pittman, so I don't really know if that plays well because I feel like he could potentially be playing Pittman's role if he needs injury. So
yeah, I do think we have to think a little bit about the buys for our receivers. Like if we got another week 11, and like I'm a little worried with like even I don't know because I don't like getting too many of the same bye week.
Should we just go ahead and take Stribling here, or do you think we should try to? I mean, because honestly, I'm not. I mean, I like AD, but I'm not in love with much of the things that are going ahead anyway, unless you like a tight end here.
I would be okay taking Hunter Henry because it's like a really good value for us, and then hope that Stribling comes back to us.
Okay. G for Gumby, shout out. I know G for Gumby, big UD in the streets legend there. So
he's probably gonna take a receiver here.
But you see the shield. He's the purple shield. He does a lot of dailies. So yeah, let's take Hunter Henry. I'm fine with that. I think Stribling should probably still be there, hopefully. But
see. So that's the one reason why sometimes I'll keep the other tabs on, because then it tells you like by ADP, like, oh, this guy will still be there or whatever, or roughly, the ADP.
Yeah. There. And yeah, I mean, he is technically slotted to be in our next pick there. So let's see if he lasts.
He's a guy that I think people are rising on too, though, because there's been some quotes.
Definitely with the report today, like like mentioning the Rams, we're going to take him up, and that 2 or 3 teams saw him as top of the board, and it's like, okay, all right. We'll see. We'll see if he's still there. But I agree. I like the value that we were getting. 13 picks past ADP, Hunter Henry tied to a great offense. Going to be even better this year. So yeah, I'm totally fine doing that. And again, I like a couple of other wide receivers in this range too. So I think even if we do miss, which at this point it doesn't look like we're going to, cross fingers.
Oh, this guy's gonna do it. He's gonna do it to us because he's just
he's not watching. He's not watching. But he's not watching the stream. Nope, those are Rodgers. So we'll take Stribling here.
Awesome. Yeah, that was the best.
That was like, I was going to say that worked out perfectly. Best case scenario right there. Get him at the nose on ADP. So, that's really worked out really, really nice there in round 15. Got 3 picks left. Let me run down the team since we got a minute. We are again Sean Mitchell and Zain Dhanani. This is Extend the Drive, Best Ball Live. Brock Purdy, Jordan Love, Daniel Jones as the quarterback room. Running back we drafted early and stopped early. CMC, Scatterboo, Quinshawn Judkins, and Tony Pollard, all different all but one different bye week. Drake London, Rasheed Rice, Alec Pierce, Michael Pittman Jr., Matthew Golden, Stribling. And then for our tight ends, we are setting with likely Hunter Henry. The way we've built this team, we are going to finish out with either 3 wide receivers or 1 tight end and 2 wide receivers, or I don't really know how you want to play this, Zane. What are you thinking at the moment?
I'm going to just see what values are there pretty much. I do think that we could do like a week 17 stack, like bring back type of thing with Dontavian Wicks. Okay. He's a guy that I like kind of at this end of the draft. Like
for the Packers and the Philadelphia bring back.
Yeah, so that's 49ers in Philly. And yeah.
I was thinking you said Houston earlier. I don't know why I was thinking.
I don't know, you're good.
But do they not play Philly do they not play them in the playoffs? I thought they played them in the playoffs.
Maybe they did. The 49ers and Eagles, I think, played each other in the first round. Yeah. Played each other in the first round. I think the 49ers ended up winning that game.
No, I meant like this year. I thought the Green Bay played Philly. Is it week 15 or 16? I'd have to look back. I know their playoff schedule was absolutely. I think it might have been Seattle. Their playoff schedule for the playoffs and it's one big reason why I was kind of off the Packers for the most part too earlier. Whenever the schedule came out, is because like 2 or 3 of their games were just absolutely brutal. They got Seattle, I think, and like you said, Houston. But either way, neither here nor there.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that we could go 2 receivers and 1 tight end. I am like a 3 tight end bro because I just think like unless you get one of those elite guys, like just having more volume there is like helpful. And that's one of the reasons why if you go like 4 running backs, like it kind of makes sense to go volume at all the other positions.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's no reason to short yourself on a onesie position if you've got the roster spots, right? And what good is taking 9 wide receivers? Kind of really probably, I think 8's still a good sweet spot there.
If we get sniped on like Barner here, because I would take Barner. Wait, does he have the same bye week as anyone that we have? He does.
Yeah, Hunter Henry. I mean, I don't mind it though. I really don't. That don't bother me. It's not at the tight end spot, really.
Well, the problem is I'm thinking through like Dontavian.
Especially when our big. Okay.
So I'm good with taking Wicks because maybe we can land a Pat Freiermuth in the next round, and I'm happy with that.
Just I know it was what Fire Music goes right there.
Lovely.
We're gonna take Wicks, right? I'm sure you're
Yeah,
good
let's
with
take
that.
Wicks.
Okay. Are there any of these tight ends in the back that you are? I know Darnell Washington was spoken of today by Mike McCarthy himself. So I have been sprinkling him in on some of my Steelers stacks. Are you taking any of him?
I haven't taken much Darnell Washington. Like, I feel like I've been done with tight end around round 17 right now.
Yeah.
There's times where I feel like I get boxed out of something, and then maybe in like the last round I have to lean into somebody. And the somebody that I've taken has been like ugly Evan Ingram.
I've been taking Justin Jolie, so I can't say anything.
But it's I think it's a really difficult situation whenever we get to that.
Okay.
But yeah, let's see what other tight ends are there. Like if we were to scroll down with just the tight end room.
Like Michael Mayer's, I know a pretty popular one.
Yeah, Michael Mayer.
Oreo, I've been taking a little bit of Elijah
The guy
Oreo
who's
here.
going to pop up is when Darren Waller signs somewhere. I think he's gonna pop up on everybody's
I have
list.
not taken any Darren Waller, but hey, I'm more than open. If you, I mean,
nobody wants to say Darren Waller because there's no.
I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm open to it, but or not saying I'm not open to it.
Let's go back to receiver and go to the top. I think we should take Tank Dell. There's a good video of him.
Looks good.
He does.
He does. Which we only got 1.8 on wide receivers. I thought we would have more because that was our San Francisco bye week, but forgot we only just had the Stribling there. So
he's a bring back to our Green Bay stack. Like that's a game stack for week 17 with Green Bay.
With Golden. Now okay, good call there too. So yeah, we'll end it with a tight end. I'm pretty sure we can talk about the tight end we're going to take here because I don't think anybody's going to watch the stream and want to take any of these tight ends. So who are you liking as a kind of a dart throw here?
I don't mind taking Mayer because I think what you get is a guy who maybe scores some touchdowns in one game, and then if Brock Bowers gets hurt, you got
the automatic
pretty strong upside. Yeah.
Does he take on the Brock role if he gets hurt? Probably not. But to an extent,
he'll play a lot. He'll play more than he will.
And they're already talking about doing a whole lot of 12, running 2 tight ends, and they're basically saying Michael Mayer is already going to play a lot. So
yeah. So now you're talking about could he? I know you're into Naylor, but could he be the second best option and like the pass catching option on the team? Or if Brock Bowers gets hurt, is he the best pass catching option on the team? I don't think they're going to add another receiver. I think
they're pretty set. Yeah, I think they're pretty set at wide receiver. So. No, I totally agree there. No, I was going to throw in Tonjes there because obviously we have the San Francisco stack, and if George Kittle, for whatever reason, being the 34-year-old that he is, gets hurt again or starts the season slow or whatever, he could be an early. But we don't really need early season production. But again, I like the Mayer call more than that anyway. So totally fine with Michael Mayer here.
We're gonna get.
I know a lot of the sharp. I know a lot of the sharp sites are pretty high on Michael Mayer, so I'm totally fine. I've got some. It's not like I'm fading him by any means. Because I've obviously taken a lot of Fernando late. I've taken Jathan Naylor, so he's naturally been a part of some of my builds for the Raiders. So yeah,
I don't think Parkinson's terrible either because I think most people are leaning back into Ferguson. But I think Ferguson.
I'm not taking hardly any Rams tight ends. I'm not. I don't want the headache. Like I don't want to have to worry about who's going to be the one that scores every week. I know they're perfect for best ball, but man, I'd rather take guys that just have more of a better outlook, like Michael Mayer. Even I know that there was a report today saying that Terrence Ferguson could even be their wide receiver 3. And it's like, okay, well we've heard that, we've heard that. So you're good with Mayer here?
Yeah, we're doing Mayer.
All right. So let's we'll hop over here. We will name this guy after it is completed. So are you only doing BBM? Are you doing other contests or are you doing any other sites?
I usually do DraftKings too, but I feel like I'm running out of time with how much time I'm spending on news and how much time I'm spending on other content. Right. That's why I'm grinding so hard.
We're 5 weeks? What 7, 8? We're 8 Sundays away from being in the week in week 1. So
yeah, exactly.
We're getting to the nitty gritty. Like you're getting to the, and it's not done yet, so I have to wait till it ends. There it goes. But yeah, like you've got like 7 weeks left of drafting, and so if you're gonna start getting in some volume, now is the time. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna name this thing first. If I can. Whoops, I need to go to my team. I'm gonna do BBM episode 36 with Zain. We did a 3, 4, 8, 3. Okay. Save that guy, which I know it does some weird stuff and doesn't save it. It actually did. Let's run it down real quick, and then obviously, like I always do, I've got to get a draft grade from you, and obviously I'll give one myself. We picked out of the 5 spot here. We had 3 quarterbacks: Brock Purdy, Jordan Love, Daniel Jones. We went 4 running backs, hyper fragile. Christian McCaffrey, Cam Scatterbo, Quinshon Judkins, Tony Pollard. Wide receivers, we did 8. London, Rasheed Rice, Alec Pierce, Pittman Jr., Matthew Golden, Stribling, Dontavian Wicks, and Tank Dell. And then finished with 3 tight ends: Likely, Hunter Henry, and Michael Mayer. So Zane, give me your scale 1 to 10 rating on the roster that we just drafted. Is it a winner?
Be honest, I think this is like not a great team. Like again, we got maybe a little too cute taking too many running backs, but I think I feel like we got boxed. I feel like we got boxed out of receiver. Like there was that time where we took Tony Pollard instead of taking Mekhi Lemon.
Yeah,
and I'm not a Lemon guy, and also Mekhi Lemon we were going to be pulling up like way above ADP.
Right.
And there just wasn't any like receivers there. I wish that we would have had the opportunity to take somebody else at that spot.
And I will say I've probably taken Lemon there a lot too. But I'm really heavy on Lemon as well because I
like Lemon. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who else? I mean, I'm not a Wicks guy. I'm not, and I don't think that Wicks is that good. I think that he has some. I'm just gonna be flat out on
roster.
I'm just gonna be honest. Like I just don't think Wicks is that good of a football player. And I think that Mekhi Lemon is on the same level as like Carnell Tate, and I think that he's going to come in and be right off the bat. I think he could lead the team in targets. But either way, neither. This is not a Mekhi Lemon debate. So what do you give the rating on this?
I'm going to give this like a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
The big issue that I have is okay. So we took Alec Pierce. Let's say in this world he's not playing like week 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
The way that we built out this team, Stribling could be a guy who doesn't play big at the beginning of the season.
Early. Yeah.
Dell might not play super early either, just coming off of his stuff. And so now you're looking at like, all right, we're starting the season with 5 receivers basically, and those 5 receivers, Drake London and Rasheed Rice, like they have to be good. Which
they've got to smash pretty much.
I think they will. Like I think they'll do good.
Yeah.
Then you're hoping that one of the other 3 is good enough to hit your lineup and that you're getting the flex out of your running backs, which we did invest a lot in the running backs, so that's reasonable to think.
Right.
But it makes it super thin. Like you're basically having one of 3 receivers that need to hit your lineup those first couple of weeks, maybe, while you're waiting for Stribling and Dell to like ramp up.
It kind of like we talked about during when we did draft Michael Pittman. Like I do feel like he's probably going to be leaned on a little bit in the early part of the season. You know, having to start 3 wide receivers in a best ball lineup. I feel like he's probably going to be leaned on. I like Golden obviously might start off a little slow too with, you know, the new offense and them trying to figure out how they're going to run through whoever they're going to run through on that offense. So yeah, I mean, I was going to give it like a 6. Like I think a 6 is fine.
The funny thing is anytime I feel like anytime I
usually turns out being the best, right?
Yeah, exactly. Anytime I hate a team, it's the team that does the best. And like, Alec Pierce is totally fine for week 1, and he crushes. And then Golden's like this like
comes
underdog
out.
Story that's like, yeah, it's just like Quentin Johnston. His rookie year, he sucked, and then like his sophomore year, he's like a really good value because people are writing him off.
I mean, or Wicks becomes, you know, something right out of the gate. You know, I mean,
yeah.
There are outs. I will say that. I mean, I do like that we did throw a lot of good, genuine outs here. Tank Dell, you know, could come out and be, you know, 80% what he was, you know, when he had that really great, what was his rookie year, right?
Yeah.
He was really good.
The thing that saves our team is that I think we got such good value at tight end with Likely falling and then with Hunter Henry falling too. Like that helps so much because like even though we have Mayer I'm not like a huge fan of taking him in the last round all the time,
Right.
but like
For this one,
we don't have to count on him that much because I think Likely's going to be pretty good.
Right. Like I think Isaiah Likely is probably going to smash early season. And we are, like I said, Jackson Dart loves his tight end, and everybody want to talk about Theo Johnson. If they love Theo Johnson so much, why did they pay Likely a bag? I mean, I'm sorry, I like Theo too, but Likely is the pass catcher there.
Yeah. 100%.
So yeah, I agree. Like I think I like the build. Like I do like the build. I think for the way that we did it the way you have to do it. Like I just feel like the structure is the way it is because that's how you would have to build that out. You know, you allocate the capital at running back, and then you backfill pretty much everything else. So, like I said, I am going to give it like a 6, but I'm like you. Like I feel like this has tons of outs. Like it could be a totally live team. So I'm happy with it. Like I think it's fun for a large field tournament. You know, like BBM.
Yeah, we stacked up our team pretty well. That's good. Like the structure is sound. It's just that I don't like love some of the players, but it's sometimes.
But that's the way. That's best ball, right? Like
yeah.
You're probably never just gonna like. And like you said, it's like when you get to those teams that you just absolutely love. Those are the ones that usually don't ever do that great. Like you're just like, okay, what happened here? But anyway, that's the show. Episode 36. Best Extend the Drive Best Ball. I'm Sean Mitchell, Zain Dhanani. Zain, tell them all where they can find you. I've got your handle down there. I've got the cut up link to your YouTube. It's all down there. But any final words, man? Anything you want to leave the viewers with before we end this thing?
Yeah, guys, follow along. I'm going to be doing news. I'm going to be doing analytics, all sorts of stuff. You can watch it on the Cut Up show on YouTube or on Spotify or Apple. The Cut Up. That's where most of my best content will probably be. But then there's going to be written content that's going to be following me all across wherever I could write. And then I'm doing podcasts. We've got one tomorrow with Matt Harmon. I'm going to be on with Matt Harmon, and then I'm also doing one with Matthew Friedman tomorrow. Next week, Eric Biemafor and Pat Corain. Like there's some stuff in the pipeline, so it'll be fun.
Absolutely. Well, and also before we go, I'll do a little tease too. Like I've got some pretty good guests coming up for the show too. Obviously, had a great guest today. Appreciate you coming on. Next week, Dave Kluge's coming on. Then the week after that, I have Justin Herzig and Ian Hartitz. A little bit more that'll be coming. Those are the ones that I do have confirmed at the moment. So lots to come. Hot best ball summer. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Zain, it's been a joy, man. Thanks for joining me. And we'll see you guys all on the next episode.